Hello everybody, welcome back to another Saturday vlog. I hope you're doing well and that people around you are doing well as well. Keep doing well. I spent the first week fully back at the office now. It went alright. The train travel of course saw me wearing those masks that I showed you how to make a while back. And you can also make the other ones with the cloth around it out of old t-shirts if you want it. But personally, I think the paper ones are better because then you are not likely to reuse it because you know it's a piece of paper to shake off your face, just toss it, be done with that. Quick note on the masks as well, the ones that I make may not look super professional, but they do close around the face a lot better. I see a lot of people on the train, as it is also getting busier on the train. I don't know if all their bosses are telling them the same thing as they're telling us, like you need to come back to the office or whatever. Anyway, there's more and more people coming on board the train and they're all wearing their cheap ones, the ones you can get at any drugstore, and they have like these gaps here along the side, or some people, I don't know where they get the idea, but they wear the mask just over the mouth and not over the nose. I don't know how they got that idea that that was going to be good. I don't want to go talk to them and tell them to stop doing that because honestly I don't want to talk to them at all. They're like partially exposing themselves, so they need to stay away from me. But okay, so it's been mixed results on the train. Some people wear it properly, some people wear flimsy things that I think you might as well not have worn anything. But there's nobody checking on the train either to see whether somebody's mask is or is not good enough. And I think they should, if they want people to wear better masks, they need to make sure to give them better guidelines as to what a mask should do and what it, I don't know, needs to do on your face. That sounds a bit strange, but the masks that we make with the paper, they are shaped in a way that they form like a little diamond shape. When you open them up and put them on your face, that automatically wraps it around your face. And the ones that you can buy are basically rectangles with a couple of loops on the end. And you can put them around here and it'll shape up around here. But when it reaches this section, you get like these openings here, so all the air comes in and goes out along the side. So it's not exactly protective. And I think I mentioned it last time as well in the previous vlog that if there's somebody on the other end of the train, I can hear them perfectly when they're talking, then they probably don't have much of a mask on anyway. Because a good mask with a filter should at the very least somewhat muffle your voice, I would think. And particularly if you're like far away, you should not be able to make out what you're saying. So that's the whole mask thing, and as I was saying, it's also getting busier on the train. I don't know why. Maybe everybody's trying to get back to the office, although I've also been hearing all sorts of reports on the news about people who actually don't want to work from the office until a vaccine has been developed, and I think about half of the people that are currently still working from home feel that way. I personally would have liked that as well, but the boss didn't want to do that, so unless they change their mind, I'm still going to have to go back to the office unless I have like an occasion to go back to working from home, like a second spike perhaps. There's a chance of that, not much of a chance, because I think the amount of people that gathered for the protests for Floyd were not that big. I think they said, well, relatively speaking, not that big. I think about 12 to 13,000 they said all in all. But of course they weren't all on top of each other. Some of them did wear masks. Most of them probably wear some type of mask. There's probably going to be some spread from that as a result. But I don't think it's going to be a huge second wave. So we'll have to wait and see what that gives us ultimately. Other than that, working from the week, from office I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to continue to get busier on the train. I hope not, because if so, then I probably will start driving, because as I said, a lot of these people wear flimsy masks, and if we do see a rise in cases, then I don't want to be on board a train with these rises in cases as well. If the office does not decide to send people back home again because of the rising cases. And they have been like putting tape lines on the floor to kind of divide our hallway. The hallway itself is about, I want to say, 5 feet wide. And they put like a line of tape down the middle saying people that go one way have to walk on this side, people that go the other way have to walk on the other side, but you're already in each other's zone if you walk past each other anyway, so it's not quite great. We do have some plastic sheets between the desks now, finally, which is not super wide, but it's there. So I guess it's all like a psychological effect, like, oh wow, this plastic sheet's gonna stop everything. And of course, people have to try and keep a distance and all of that. But then we have this other thing where you have to use paper towels for drying your hands. And we had this little discussion the other day where I would put a stack of paper towels that we also have from the dispenser in the bathroom on the kitchen counter, which is where most people will go and wash their hands real quick. And then I would notice that those paper towels would go away, and I would put a new stack down. And then last Thursday, somebody came over. One of the other guys in the office is like, oh, don't put those paper towels there, just put them in a drawer so they don't get wet. But then people, when they want to dry their hands, have to open the drawer physically, and they have to touch the handle, and then they can get a piece of paper to hygienically clean their hands. I don't know. Or dry it, rather. So then the handle on the drawer becomes a problem because everybody's touching that to try and get to the towels. I don't know, but in any case, so I suggested to the office manager to get a dispenser. She was ready on that, so it's like it's going to be taken care of. But you have these weird situations where people try to be handy and safe, and they end up doing the exact opposite. And it's only until somebody else points it out to them that they realize that, and then we have to find another solution. Didn't have to do any of that if we had just worked from home continuously, because we can work from home. There's nothing about our job that requires that we are at the office. Some people will say, oh, but it's better to have meetings with people face to face, and of course you can see people's expression more than, I suppose, but you could also turn on your webcam and then see them. So it's not 100% replacement, I want to say, for face-to-face contact, but it's good enough if you're in the middle of a pandemic, is what I'd like to say. Other than that, anything else going on? Not particularly, because aside from that, I just go home when I make my videos every week, of course. My computer that I use currently has been acting up. It's been acting up for a while now. A couple of months ago, it started like occasionally randomly rebooting, and I wasn't sure what that was. And after a while, I figured out that it was the video card doing that. Apparently, the video card is having some issues, which is not strange because I render a lot of videos for my YouTube channels. Yes, it's more than one. And rendering uses the video card, which wears it down, and after a while it has been worn down enough, and then it says, you know what, I think I'm about to quit. So I've ordered myself a laptop instead of a desktop for a change, so I can actually go to different places in my house and record stuff there, because there are other channels where I record, for instance, the card readings. And then before I had to put a camera on the table and a separate audio recording device. And with a laptop, I could just go sit with the laptop at the table, record everything directly on the device, and just edit it there. That's a lot more convenient. And it's just more convenient being able to carry my computing power around. It's going to be it's going to be pretty strong laptop, because I need to do a lot of video editing, obviously. So that requires a bit of video power, video graphic card power, with some extra storage space as well. And I'm just looking for either a docking station or a USB hub, depending on which one I want most, because I think USB hub's going to be more important, as I want to plug in like my other devices that I have here. My printer, I still want to put that on a cable, even though it's probably also Wi-Fi capable, and my extra keyboard and mouse, and I have this Cintiq drawing pad that I need to hook up somewhere. Well, stuff like that, we'll see. It's gonna arrive sometime today, and then we'll just have to make sure to put all of our old stuff onto the new computer, because that's always a joy. I don't know if you've ever like switched between computers, but you always gotta make sure that all the programs that you had on the old computer that you paid for somehow end up on the new one. And if you're like me, you've once a long time ago registered on some website and got a license key, and now you're like, many years down the line, what was that password again? What was that website? Which email address did I use? Etc., etc. So I have to see about getting it functional first. But eventually I'll find some new mode to work in, and I think I'll keep the old computer for like rendering things in the background, or maybe playing some music or whatever, until it really falls over, and then it's just going to be spare parts, I guess, for somebody. I don't know. I'll have to drop it off somewhere after I remove the hard drive, and I might get like a little external hard drive case for that. I put the old hard drive in there, so I can always grab the stuff if in case I ended up missing something, which I doubt, because I've also got an external hard drive already, which I put all the most important working files on. It's just more IT stuff. If you don't understand that, that's okay, that's fine. It's a type of thing that we do every once in a while when we transfer to a new system. So that's happening as well. That'll arrive sometime today, and other than that, not really planning much. Gotta go back to the dentist next Wednesday. They're going to replace a filling, or there's like this molar back here that has like jagged edges. I think old filling has been chipping off and it needs to be replaced, or he said that he was going to maybe smooth it out somehow. I'm not really sure. He's got plans for that. I had a dentist appointment 2 weeks ago. Yeah, last week before this one. And we already had that planned, that action, but of course the coronavirus spreads through water droplets, and the drill that he uses has like this pneumatic hose thing in that blasts water on the area that he's drilling, so that the bits of tooth don't just sit in the hole, they get like blasted out and then suctioned up with this other tool. And so he needs like to, I guess, put on special gear for that type of thing before he can start drilling in the tooth, so he had to make a special appointment for that. So I get to go to the dentist twice in 1 month. Love that. And then, of course, the regular appointment in December for the twice annual checkup. Well, it's one of those things that I hate to do, but you gotta do it anyway, because if you don't have teeth, things are gonna get a little bit tricky, and you might want to take care of them somewhat to some degree. So that's happening this week. Not looking forward to that, but I'm guessing it'll be fine. Usually I tend to worry about it more than it ends up being a problem. And then we'll see what happens after that. I don't really have anything planned. My holiday is going to start at the end of July. I've got no plans for holidays. I don't think many people have plans for holidays. Of course, we're not going to go fly anywhere. I wouldn't fly anywhere anyway because I have a dog. So if anything, I might go tour around a bit with the car and a dog in the background. I don't know. Maybe nothing at all. Maybe just go for walks or something, because a lot of places probably won't be open. Or they'll be opening up, but you have to make reservations beforehand, etc. We'll see what we do there. No idea. In any case, I can always sit at home and just enjoy doing stuff on a computer, because that's what I like to do in my spare time anyway. Didn't notice anything about the lockdown. I usually spend most of my time at home. Alright, so that's that. I think that's it for this week. I hope you're having a great time, and make sure to stay safe. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.